Welcome to Kenneth O'Neal's Word of the Week. Each week, Kenneth will discuss a word which describes a principle or value of the qualities of success. Use the word of the week in your thoughts, deeds, and actions. You can replace a good habit with a bad habit. You can use it as an action step. Kenneth O'Neal will bring you a word of the week each week, and it will help you to improve your life, your relationships, your professional career, and your overall well-being. I know you'll enjoy Word of the Week with Kenneth O'Neal. Kenneth O'Neal is a certified Zig Ziglar trainer and the head of O'Neal Consulting in Kerrville, Texas. Today, the Word of the Week with Kenneth O'Neal is thinking.
We might get some precipitation, ladies and gentlemen.
Rain.
That is from Kenneth O'Neal, and we always take the word of the week, and the word of the week is, sir.
The word of the week is think or thinking.
Something I didn't do this morning.
Oh my, don't admit that.
Yes, that's true.
So thinking is derived, of course, all these words that we talk about, they come from long time ago. And thinking came from the Old English, which is different than the New English, I'm sure. And it means to conceive in the mind or to consider. And of course, thinking and thinkers and thought has shaped the course of human history. And the word itself, it continued on to evolve from the old High German and even the Dutch, which all pointed back to the mental act of forming ideas, solving problems, or deep reflection. Now you can see this is really a very serious subject, and of course, with the limited amount of time we have, we will never get into the depth of the meaning of these words, and they really need this week to write this word down, thinking or thinkers, something relative to that, and because
something lacking in a lot of us.
A lot of us, and we're going to that I am going to talk about, but it's the foundation of all human innovation, all personal growth, all decision makers. All right? And what we need, great thinkers, because over the years they've transformed civilizations. Some great thinkers. Now, a couple of them. Socrates, what did he do? He taught us the power of questioning. The power of questioning. Plato, he talked about justice and ideal societies. Aristotle, logic and ethics. Confucius even, cultural and moral thought. Buddha explored the path of the mind to enlightenment. And Leonardo da Vinci, he was a wonderful guy. When he went across many disciplines, he went all the way from art to anatomy. So what a great thinker. And Descartes, who can forget what he said? I think, therefore I am. Oh,
he said that, huh?
He said that. And just think about it. In coming up with that, he made another statement. It's not in the quote itself.
Right.
But it says, do not doubt that you think and have thoughts. Do not doubt it. Do not doubt your existence, and do not doubt that there is a God. Thought and existence. And then even from there, which is pretty deep, we go to Einstein. And he actually thought beyond what we see as the visible universe, unlocking the secrets of time and space. So let's look at the modern day. Here we are. And we're running around here like this morning. We're just running around trying to pull everything together, trying to get ready to get on the program. There is such a fast pace. Everything. We become distracted and we're outsourced. And where do we go?
AI.
AI, you got it? AI, algorithms, our telephone. I mean, we're carrying a great big computer in our pocket. But the big thing is critical thinking remains essential in a world that has been overwhelmed by information. I believe that thinking must be intentional and an active process of where we reflect and we use our discernment and then we create with our mind. Thoughtfulness is different than thinking. See, I wish we were on television so they could see this, but you can explain it to them. But here we are sitting here, and here coming across are thoughts. The thoughts, they're just coming.
What color are they?
There's a blue one. There's a dark one. But they're coming across. And so what do we have to do? Because they come from the past. They come from your experiences.
Right. Yep.
See, thinking is a choice. Thoughts are not. You know, the numbers are very general, but they say that we have from 6,000 to 60,000 a day. Women have more than men. Their brain is more active.
Uh-huh.
The man is on the 6,000 side. The women are on the 60.
And why is that?
That's way beyond me. Okay, but look at some of these thinkers we have today. We got Elon Musk.
Right.
We got Jordan Peterson.
Right.
Angela Duckworth. She wrote a book called Grit. Simon Sinek. He wrote a book called Why? Why do we do what we do? They remind us every day of our original thinking, even when our original thinking is disruptive. But it can inspire us to a greater purpose and more progress. So to think is to be human. It's truly a choice and a sacred act, one that shapes who we are, what we believe, and what we become. So this week, take the time to write it down. We need critical thinkers. Now, let's talk about critical thinking real quick. Yes. Okay. There's only 10% of the people in the world that truly possess critical thinking skills. But did you know that 90% of people say, I'm a critical thinker?
Really?
But in actuality, only 10% have the skills to do it. So critical thinking, what is it? It involves examining the information without bias, no prejudice, and considering many perspectives, looking at the inconsistencies or the flaws that are in things, questioning assumptions like using your logical reasoning, doing some problem solving. And so as a critical thinker, you must analyze, evaluate, infer different things, do some self-regulation, observation, and be flexible. Visual thinking is visual thinking is less than 30% of our spatial thinking. And more than 55% of people never think of the future.
Oh, wow.
I mean, these numbers are phenomenal. And did you know that people between the age of 20 and 40, 73% overthink?
That's probably, yes, true.
Yeah, okay, so here we are. You got to think, then you have feelings, emotions, and then you act. And the amazing thing here is that in our human nature, you know, in Jeremiah, in the old scriptures, back in the Old Testament, Jeremiah states that we have an evil mind and an evil nature. And you know, a lot of people say, I did that because that's the way I am. But did you know that through deep critical thinking, you can change? Remember Zig Ziglar's greatest quote. It says, you are where you are, and you are what you are by what goes into your mind. But you can change where you are and what you are by what you put into your mind. Change it. That's why we talk a great deal about your mental input determines your output. That output determines your productivity. And if you want good things to happen, you got to put good things in this mind.
True.
So the thoughts, they come. They're just going to come. They come because you don't know.
Can't stop them.
You can't stop them. Remember I showed you. Here they go. Oh, there's another one. What are you thinking, Rick? What are your thoughts? You got to make a choice about the thinking.
Even when you have the deer in the headlights look, you're
That's
thinking.
right. No, you're right. You got thoughts. You're not thinking. Oh, this is a great word. We need to really work on this. I mean, just become a critical thinker. Analyze. Question. We talk a great deal about effective communication, and sometimes you just need to question. Don't be prejudiced or biased against things. Don't really judge people. Don't point a finger at them and say, it's all your fault. No, find out who they are. What do they really believe? Because they do have thoughts, but are they thinking properly?
Okay.
So that's the word, thinking. Become a critical thinker.
If you'd like to become even more critical about your thinking, get a hold of Kenneth O'Neal.
Yeah, I'd love to chat with people about this. This is wonderful. I love it. Love it. Love it.
Windstream, merger@windstream.net is
That's the
email address, but you can call him.
Yeah, call me, 830-285-7010. Love to hear from you. Buy the coffee, have lunch. Had some great conversations over the weekend with some new people. Yeah, I had the lunch on Saturday. We had a pizza lunch with 4 little kids. They were 7, 5, 3, and 1. Of course, their parents were there. But, boy, we had a great time. Great time.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you had a
Thank
good
you. Good
time.
to see you again.
Good to see you
Great
too.
week.
And we'll see you next week, same time, same place. The word this week, thinking.
This is Tom Fox. I'm a co-founder of the Texas Hill Country Podcast Network. If you've enjoyed this podcast and you would like to talk to us about getting your own podcast on the Texas Hill Country Podcast Network, we'd love to talk to you. So you can reach us at our website, through our website, the Texas Hill Country Podcast Network. Word of the Week with Kenneth O'Neal is our latest podcast, and we will present Kenneth's word each week going forward. They will be insightful, they will be useful, they will be important, and can be a significant increase of all aspects of your life going forward. I hope you'll subscribe, rate, and review this podcast wherever great podcasts are listened to. This is Tom Fox. Thank you so much for listening.